Your number one goal is to make money on the internet, which is really interesting because it seems like everyone is burned out on social media and also broke as fuck because Big Macs are $25. However, you can still make great money. I'm talking 10, 20, $30,000 a month if you understand social media, and you don't have to hustle, grind, work 100 hours a week to make it happen. You can still have hobbies and do all the fun things you love. You just need a good system with the appropriate goals to make it happen. We'll get to that system, but first we need to talk about why you should make this much money in the first place, because you can still have a completely amazing and fulfilling life without it. I'm sure you guys have seen the headlines about the current state of the 9 to 5. It really feels like companies these days aren't really caring about loyalty as much as they used to, and this is leading to a lot of anxiety from people because it feels like at any time your job could end. As a result of all of these layoffs, you have a lot of very qualified, very skilled people who are being pushed down into more entry-level roles, which is making it more difficult for people who are just starting their career or wanting to transition or increase their income to land these initial jobs. I almost forgot the word jobs. Like maybe I don't even deserve one. So in a job market that is this chaotic, where you feel the pressure and the anxiety of being let go at any time, it becomes really important to diversify your risk and learn to increase your income. You diversify risk by not relying solely on one company, and then you increase your income by doing the same thing, not relying solely on one company. Increasing your income can feel really difficult if you're, let's say, a parent who has almost zero free time in their day, or if you're somebody who feels so far removed from actually having a marketable skill set, but it is possible. Increasing your income is a skill that you can get better at, and it's not easy, but it is simple. Also, people have a lot of personal reasons for why they should be increasing their income in the first place. Some people are like sole earners for their household, and obviously, things are getting more expensive. We all just need to increase our income anyways, because your electric bill isn't gonna wait for the government to give you more money. Even though we want this systemic change to happen, we just don't have the time to wait for it. Investing is also really important. Like if you have not started investing, even if it's just $5 a month, you should start this habit immediately. The power of compounding interest is absolutely shocking. All right, so in order to protect yourself in these market conditions with everything that we just talked about, there are three types of income that you really need to focus on. The first type of income you want to focus on is a full-time income. Yep, even though they're harder to land now, they're still incredibly important and valuable. However, you want to look for a full-time income that is remote, because that will make it available for you to access the two other income types I will talk about in a minute. So you need to look for remote full-time with benefits. This includes things like health insurance, paid time off, 401k match if possible. The reason for this is because it's a lot cheaper to have health insurance and all these other benefits through your employer versus paying for them yourself. The next type of income that you need is contract income. Contracts are a bit different from remote full-time work. You're not going to get the benefits. You're going to have to pay a large chunk of the money that you make every month in taxes. However, they are so good for accumulating more money, especially for investing. Ideally, your full-time role is going to cover your bills and your spending money every single month. So your contracts, in the perfect situation, will allow you to invest 100% of what you make from those and move yourself toward financial freedom faster. The third type of income that you need is a scalable side thing. Full-time and contract work is limited by how many hours you have in a day, so you will cap out at a certain income unless you have something on the side that is very scalable. And so the intention with the scalable side thing is that regardless if you are working with, let's say, 5 people or 5,000, it doesn't require any additional work from you. So I don't currently have this, but I am exploring and ideating and testing some things out right now. So join our Discord server because that might turn into some kind of paid membership thing in the future. Maybe she'll live stream again. I'm not making that commitment just yet, but it is possible, and I could change what I end up doing based on y'all's feedback. So either let me know down below or join the Discord and talk to me because I'm in there every day. All right, now that we know the 3 types of income that we're gonna shoot for, there are things that we have to do to be eligible to receive those types of income. Obviously, you have to have a skill that people will pay for. On this channel, we talk about social media and community, so subscribe if that is what you're interested in learning. They're really great entry-level marketing skill set that you can build on and will allow for long-term career progression. And it's really great if you're one of my OGs who are like previous content creators or current content creators. Like, your skill set here overlaps so perfectly that you're almost immediately eligible for all of these jobs. However, knowing how to grow social media accounts or build communities is not the only thing that matters. I have learned that soft skills are actually way more important than you think that they are. It's super important for you to be likable to the teams that you join, to be really reliable, and to follow through on the things that you commit to. Communicating really clearly and being very responsive is super important. Taking initiative and like having the hunger to actually progress the companies that you're working for. You do need to balance all of that hunger though with boundaries, because the last thing that we want to do is put ourselves into a situation that I called out at the beginning of this video, which was working 100 hours a week. So don't go crazy here thinking that you have to work as much as humanly possible. You simply don't. The next thing that's really helpful to making this kind of money is your network. You've probably heard that saying, your network is your net worth. I think that's a pretty simplistic view of it, and it does frustrate people because it's like, oh, well, if I don't know a bunch of millionaires or a bunch of people in business, that means that I'm totally screwed to be able to increase my income. And that's just not true. One way you can get your name out there a bit more is obviously through social media. So really participate and grow your personal brand. LinkedIn is also really good for connecting to professionals and entrepreneurs or founders that you may be able to work with. I do recommend the idea of like always be interviewing, partially because interviewing is a skill set that you need to keep sharp. And if you interview and you're putting yourself out there on social media and you're engaging with people, eventually you're going to get to a point where you have multiple contacts that will actually give you word of mouth referrals. So one of the best ways to close, especially contract business, is if you are getting word of mouth referrals from your clients. It is 100 times easier to close a new contract through word of mouth versus trying to apply or get to know somebody on social media and get a contract that way. That doesn't mean social media and like consistently interviewing don't work. It just makes it easier as you start to get later on in your career. Now, once you start this journey, you'll notice another thing that happens is that money management becomes really important. You have to start tracking your money through spreadsheets. You have to start investing and tracking your taxes. I don't think it's something that we're going to cover on this channel, but I am starting a separate channel to talk more about like finance, increasing income, money management, developing soft skills. So go subscribe, please. And ultimately, if you do all of this correctly and you wrap it up in a nice little bow, you're going to make so much more money than if you were ever a content creator. You're using the same skill set. You still have all the time in your day to play as many video games as you want or go to the gym. And I think you're a lot happier because you're comfortable in your ability to increase your income and you don't have to worry as much about bills or being broke forever. And if you're watching this video and you're a Twitch streamer, I break down the math about why it actually is not profitable to be a Twitch streamer. It actually costs you $750,000, by the way. Talk about that in this video. So go and check it out. I'll see you over there.